So it's been a couple of weeks since we've done what I would call a normal hunt here on Timbergold Trails, but we're finally back going after our primary goal of getting a giant non-typical mule deer buck, and we'll see if we can get any closer to that today. And obviously, along the way, we'll be chasing any kind of trophy Rocky Mountain elk, grizzly bear, wolves, everything else on the map. So you probably noticed I brought the 303 British. I really like this gun. It's got an awesome loading and reloading animation, and we're going to try to make use of it more than for like 2 shots today. So the plan is to hopefully get this slightly better bull back here. God, I haven't shot this thing in so long. Fantastic report as well. So we'll get that, and then we're going to fast travel to our first spot that should be a little bit better for mule deer bucks. But as for this guy, you can see the shot right there kind of along the side of the neck. Double lunged him there, 33 meters away. He is 312. Hopefully that's going to be a good sign then. And we'll jump down to this tent. I think what we'll even do, we can run like 60 meters and save a camping supply. That's always a good idea. And we do have, along with a bunch of other stuff, our first mule deer buck, just a 125 to 155. And even though it's going to spook everything, I don't mind that too much, because I don't want to sit in this stand for super long anyway. So we'll get that guy. We'll go ahead and start to move to our east, and hopefully we can start to find maybe some groups of bucks. So kind of got lucky there that we got the spine, because only single lunged him. 128 score for him, and we're going to basically move something like this. Get down to the river and move up to the Y, and then we'll make a decision as to where to go, maybe based on what we see up there. Now we're moving in the right direction. Got a 165 to 195 buck, a 160 to 185, and I think, yeah, that guy there is 145 to 175. So we've got a tree stand over here too. Probably just going to go ahead and sneak into that, because there ought to be one additional buck that we're not seeing there. And just in case anything else comes in, that's probably going to be the move. There are bucks absolutely everywhere. There's one sneaking in from the left side of the stand. Just getting over here, there's another decent one there. 180 to 205 and max weight. I should enter like a mule deer weight comp or something. All these big bucks. And I think even though that guy's standing there, I think we can get away with this. So he just stopped. Let's see if we can, for one, knock an arrow. And if we just kind of send this down through the brain or neck area, we should be all good. So he's on the move. That'll work, and we did get away with it. So I think he paused like maybe to test the air a little bit. But let's just kind of relax. And I guess at this point, we might just end up picking the best buck that comes in. There's even another one coming in from over there. I'm almost a little worried about how many bucks we're going to find the rest of the hunt. I think they're all right here. Let's go ahead though. This is the one with the highest estimate. I'm not sure he's the highest scoring one, but we'll try to get him. Maybe somehow we luck out and not all those ones spook. Just got a grunt, but it's definitely that group over there to the right. Try to get that lined up. I'm just going to grab the 303. If everything spooks. Oh, he just got out of sight. There's one there. Really not sure if that impacted or not. It was one of those ones with like the decent estimate. We'll go and check. It might have been just off to the side, but 2 more bucks, one actual decent one. Really not sure he's even going to clear 190 despite going up to 205. Short main beam, 2 short tines on the back forks. At least we got a decent shot. Double lung liver. He's going to be 186, but a weight 131 kilo. Pretty darn hefty buck. So then we got this one, which I said brain and neck. We got brain and all the neck bones, 158. I'll quickly go and check. If we didn't hit that one, I'm not going to worry about it, but figure we might as well try because it was definitely going to spook him. So this would have been the spot if we did hit him, and it doesn't look like we did. So what we are going to do real quick before we head north, I'm just going to run through here and try to pick up tracks from every buck that was in this area. That way, if we get a call later or pick up one of their tracks, we'll know that it was one that we already laid eyes on, and we don't end up wasting time, because there were so many bucks in this area. I almost guarantee at some point in this hunt, we're going to see one or several of them again. So we finally found some significant antler, albeit on the wrong species, but a 345 to 395 bull coming in. Only one back time. Man, he's got awesome frame too. That's a good looking Rocky Mountain elk. And there's another one just coming in back there in the tree still. He is 325 to 375. So I mentioned we're going to make use of the 303 today. Went ahead and loaded an extra box of bullets. And I wanted to show the reload animation again because I think it's cool. So let's see. Can we get this guy? Gonna make sure he clears that rock. Not gonna lie, I felt like that was a little far right, but maybe a neck shot? Man, just a massive frame and one back tine sucks. Like, all the tine length, fantastic. Curious to see what this guy's gonna score. Managed to get him neck, lung, liver, stomach, 386 with one back tine is nuts. Like, easy 400 with the triple back tines. And you could see it like as he was coming in. It's just a big, wide, massive frame. It's one of the cool things about Rockies, and you could absolutely get them. I think even with no back tines, making 400 plus, they're a cool one, and that's obviously why we're doing this on Timbergold. In addition to the fact that it's kind of just a better mule deer map, opportunities at these things, it really makes it a better choice than loggers. I mean, it really is one of the cleanest Rocky Mountain elk frames I've ever seen. They don't get stickers like Roosevelt, but the fact that all these tines are just perfect length, there's no short tines, even the back tines match. That's pretty cool. We have another one laying over here that probably is going to top 350. Real nice brow tines. He's got good tine length too. The back tines are complete opposite lengths. And I'm curious, yeah, I think we shot him in the neck. No lung blood, straight in the neck at 67 meters. 357 for him, absolutely lucked out. And arguably, like, maybe we shouldn't be using the rifle as much because there's a chance we're spooking, you know, maybe that 400 non-tip that we're hoping to find. But it's clearly working out in terms of getting some decent stuff. We already have one decent buck, and now two really nice bulls, even after shooting other things with the gun. Man, I mentioned the stickers before in terms of Roosevelt tapping them in the Rockies not. This mule deer, very average buck, but he's got two big stickers on his right side, 105 to 135, and he'd probably clear 130 if not for those. I think they're going to cost him. I don't know if we can shoot between there. I kind of think that tree hitbox would just eat the arrow. So we'll do that instead. Might have taken the risk on a bigger buck. I'm not sure we get away with that if he's, say, you know, 220 instead of 120. Kind of an interesting looking one, though. Managed to get, man, double lung and spine, too. A little bit lucky with our shots. He did still clear 130. Kind of a bigger frame for that particular shape. And we're pretty well up the west side of the river. So we'll probably get like somewhere in there and then look to fast travel. I think we might have fast traveled into the middle of a group of bucks. Yeah, that's not ideal. A pretty small one there, a pretty nice one there. And this is just a case of 303 British and figure it out, because that buck was gonna spook and we didn't want anything to do with that. I think he's 200 plus. Not really sure how big. Got a little sticker there, I don't know. I guess 210, but without getting to see the length out of their main beam, that could affect it. Double lunged him 21 meters, 100 kilo on the dot, 212. Not a bad buck at all. What was that? There was a 12, I don't even remember what it was. Was it 312? I think it was the first Rocky Mountain elk we killed. Maybe that was pointing towards a decent mule deer buck. Since we've started hunting here on Timbergold consistently, this is one of the better typicals that we've had. Pretty decent looking deer. Now obviously, over the years, we've had a bunch of bucks better than this on Timbergold Trails, but since pretty much a 400 non-tip has become our goal, we haven't had a bunch of real nice typicals. Now, the one unfortunate thing is I was kind of hoping to like slowly hunt through this area. What I guess we'll do now, because you can cross right here, we'll maybe swing through and go along these little lakes. The ultimate goal was to eventually get back down like towards this point. So I guess we'll maybe do a roundabout way of doing that. Well, that really wasn't part of the plan, but seems we might have angered a grizzly bear. So luckily, Pulsar's a pretty quick draw. Where will we hit that? Looks like lung, so she shouldn't really go all that far. Still going now. Had to be, I'd imagine, single lung at something. Although we were pretty much shooting straight down, so might have just gotten through one lung. And luckily she really didn't even make it around the edge of the lake, so not gonna be anything special. It was lung and stomach. Pretty close probably to insta-dropping her. Even got the skull and the shoulder blade. Interesting how that kind of made it through there. But anyway, 16 score. And we are making our way kind of over towards where we wanted to go. I think we might amend this a little bit. Let's loop like up and around to get both of these little lakes. So what do you know? We're being snuck up on by a mule deer doe back here. Seems like that's been a bit of a trend, having stuff way closer than we wanted today. Unfortunately, that did spook the first buck. Is that guy? I mean, if he's not gonna spook, might as well hit him. I'm not sure if that was another one taken off or if that was the same one that had already fled. Maybe just running through there. Ended up getting lung, liver, stomach for that. Just kind of getting her out of the way really didn't ultimately help us, but wasn't much else of a choice. I think her spooking would have done the same thing. And we were able to get lungs on that guy, so really didn't go anywhere. And at the very least, it was an additional opportunity to use the 303. 132 for him. And I wasn't really planning on using the gun yet, but when all that happened, you know, we're almost down here to the Y in the river again. Guess we'll still walk down there, because there could be stuff that didn't hear it. And unfortunately, looks like our final buck is going to be a 115 to 145. But at least we can use the 303 British one final time and hear that report for one last buck. So as he's kind of dipping down into the water, just a great sounding gun. We need to bring this thing more. So often, especially on this map, because there are wolves and pumas, and we've had it a few times, specifically with the wolves, where we'll spot a big one 250 meters away, and when they take off and chase something, it can really be a problem to track them. So I try on this map to bring something with good optics, but we're going to be here a lot, we're going to be switching it up a lot. This thing is going to make some reappearances. It's such a cool gun. I really don't even remember the last time we used it, but it did a heck of a job for us today, minus that last buck, which still was a long shot. Everything dropped. Got a cool animation, cool sound. Definitely something we'll have to bring back into the arsenal. Even hard shot that one, just to put a bow on all that. And I said this at the end of, I think, the Loggers Point in Timbergold hunt we did, still obviously looking for a 400 non-tip. At the end of the day, these videos, I guess, aren't successful in getting that 400 non-tip, but it all comes down to just putting the time in. Eventually, if we do this enough, one's gonna come up. And rather than go and hunt, I don't know, bighorn in the mountains or whatever, at least we're putting in that time down here where it could happen. And hopefully one day it does. So, that said, getting a 380s elk, especially with one single back tine, a 212 I think he was, typical mule deer, pretty solid hunt out here on Timbergold Trails. So anyway, that is going to do it for this video. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.